y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Mouse Ears and Magical Chats. I'm Mary Beth. I'm here with Jenny and Jess. Hey, ladies.
Hi, everybody.
So, Jess just went on her trip to Disney with her family and the friends. This was like the friends' trip. So, Jess, give us some highlights.
Oh my gosh, I am so tired, guys. We got back like 2 days ago, I guess. And this was a big trip. We were two families. We had four kids under age 10. And we did everything at Walt Disney World. It was wild. Not 100% everything, but feels like really close to everything. And I'm just trying to think about like how to talk about the highlights. Couple things. I was just scrolling through my pictures and it struck me that on our first park day at the Magic Kingdom, the Christmas tree was still up and the toy soldiers and like the wreaths and now thankfully at Magic Kingdom, they weren't playing Christmas music, but they still were at Animal Kingdom 4 days later.
Really?
That is. I know they go usually like in a week into January, but this is pretty deep into January.
It was, so our first park day was, we were there marathon weekend. And so it was a Sunday, the marathon day of marathon weekend. It was Sunday, January 12th was our first park day. And I had been reading that like they'll keep the decorations up for the marathon and then they come down. So maybe we caught it on the tail end, but I did hear a few cast members throughout the week say like things have stayed up longer because then the tree was still up at Epcot the next day and Hollywood Studios felt less Christmassy. There was some garland up, but not as much. Then we had a rest day. And then Thursday at Animal Kingdom, the tree was still up and they were still playing their Animal Kingdom versions of Christmas songs. So I have like a video of me because I just had to capture the sound of hearing White Christmas on January 12th. January, by that point, it was like the 16th or something. And I just was over it at that point. Like it just felt very excessive to me. But then by Friday, the 17th, everything was down at the Magic Kingdom. We went back to the Magic Kingdom and things were down. So I was joking with our friends that they had gotten like 2 trips in one because they got to see the Christmas decorations at Magic Kingdom and then they got to see it in the normal
What about at the
undecorated.
hotel?
The resort was like fully, I want to say it was not decorated. The tree, we were at the Wilderness Lodge. We were staying at Boulder Ridge this time, but we were in the main building a lot. And the tree was definitely down. I'm trying to remember if there were like touches still up, but I don't think so. I definitely did not get the Wilderness Lodge Christmas like experience this time. And we didn't really hit other resorts for a few days anyway. So yeah, but whew, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas on January 16th at the Animal Kingdom. That was something. I took a couple selfies, like looking like, what the heck, with the Christmas decorations, and I can share those with you guys too. But yeah, no Snope. At least hit me with some Snope if I'm going to be there.
Yeah, so it's like Christmas light. Like
yeah.
No Snope. They probably did. They have the Christmas menagerie things?
No, that was the other thing. I was like, that was so fun and delightful, and that doesn't feel that Christmassy either. The Merry Menagerie.
No.
I would have taken that, but no, that wasn't there. But we had, so our Sunday, Marathon Sunday, a friend of mine who runs a lot of run, she's in Run Disney Community. She was saying that Marathon Sunday is a really great day to be at Magic Kingdom. And I kind of stumbled into that, I think. I wanted us to go there first on our first park day, just because our friends, the kids, it was their first time. And I just felt like that's the right way to start it. And it was such a good Magic Kingdom day. Like, we did so much. And that first day, our plan was to do all the classic Disney stuff, was what my spreadsheet said. So we didn't really have anything booked. We didn't have any dining booked that day at the Magic Kingdom. We did go out. We went to Disney Springs for dinner, but we just tried to like get there as early as we could and just churn lightning lanes all day and just hit a lot of stuff. And we did so much. The crowds were super duper low. We walked into the park and like I looked at the wait time to meet Mickey and it was only 10 minutes and there was literally no one in there when I peeked in. And so we started by meeting Mickey and that just felt like very classic and nice. And I don't know, it just was a really good day. Like it felt, the weather was great and mild and yeah, very easy park touring day. And yeah, we did all the classic stuff. It was really fun. I am trying to think if I did anything new. I like to talk about new stuff I did, but on this day I didn't really do anything new. But we did go to Disney Springs and have our fried chicken at Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. So good. And we had the best table inside the restaurant. When you go in the back, there's this beautiful like glass, I don't know what it's called, like a room with a lot of windows and it's on the water. And we were in that corner where it was like a lot of windows on both sides. And it was just so pretty. And even our server was like, you have the best table in the place. Cause I was like, this is a great table. I've eaten here several times and this table is fantastic. And he's like, oh yeah, this is the best table in the place. And service there is always so good. Like I'm sure I talk about this place too much, but please go to Homecoming. The food is fantastic. I ate my meal for like 3 days. I brought home leftovers. And literally one of the nights later in the trip, my husband went and was like taking a shower after all the kids had gone to bed and everything. And he came around the corner into our bedroom and he was like, I thought, he's like, are you eating fried chicken in bed right now?
Yes.
Because I had heated up my leftovers the last day of my leftovers and it was like 10 p.m. and I was shamelessly eating them in bed. Because I was hungry. I needed some protein. But the portions are huge and like the food quality is so good there. Everything is so good. The service is so, so good. The drinks are so good. I just love that place so much. Ugh, I can't get enough.
You guys sent a picture and someone had the chicken and donuts, it looked like.
That's Jason's order. He's a fried chicken and donuts. That's like the classic. I got a smothered chicken with like a bacon, onion, white gravy thing over the.
That sounds great.
It was like a boneless chicken thigh, like their buttermilk fried boneless chicken thigh with that white gravy and like with potatoes and country green beans. It was delicious. They've updated their menu a little bit. All the classics are still there, but they have a couple new items and always a winner. I got a new drink.
Have you eaten at Polite Pig yet?
Yes, I ate at Polite Pig in August and also love that place.
I know.
So good.
It's really good.
I think I need to go and like do stay at Saratoga Springs and just do more Disney Springs.
Food review of Disney Springs.
Yeah. We started to wait in line at Gideon's while we were waiting for our table at Homecoming but we didn't make it in before our table was ready and I didn't end up going back. So I haven't had Gideon's for a while. Next time I go, it's going to get ugly because I'm going to buy a lot of cookies.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had a fantastic
I feel like Gideon's, when you look at their cookies, because they're like a mountain, they always look like they're going to be just too much and dry. Mm-hmm. But then you bite into it and it's the best thing.
So good.
I have not had one yet.
Girl.
They're so good.
And they're big. Again, one Gideon's cookie, I feel like you could eat for days after.
That's what I like to do. I like to go there early in the trip and then have them and munch on them. Because you don't sit and eat a cookie. I
see your Mickey or your Donald and Daisy on your windowsill.
My Nuimos.
I have mine right here.
One more thing I wanted to report, actually, now that you're spotting them. It feels, I don't know, but it does feel like they're kind of phasing Nuimos out a little bit. They have these new Mix-It. I should look up the proper name.
They're not. My kids all have Numios.
Yeah.
Several. He's coming with me to Tokyo. Tokyo Disneyland, I know this is like, I just want to put it in because I'm doing my research. They're like, everybody carries a plushie with them in the parks. I guess it's huge. Oh, really? And they have photo ops and throughout the whole park, photo ops and little scenes set up for you to put your
Cute.
stuffy in for pictures.
Okay.
So Gracie and I are going to be trying to get as many of those as possible. But I think Disney World should add some of those because everybody carries their new Neo.
So the new thing in the parks, they're everywhere in the parks, and they're on DisneyStore.com too. These mini Mix-Its plush, they're 7-inch plush, and they have them
right now.
Currently they have Donald, Mickey, Minnie. There are a few different ones, and they're a plush with a strap so that they can go on your bag strap.
Oh, those are cute.
And then they have these little hats. They're definitely bigger. I should have brought them.
Are they like a shoulder rider?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I see.
not on the shoulder.
Like how they're like they don't have legs.
They have funny little hats. There's a Stitch.
I'm seeing it looks like Iago.
That's really cute. I love the hats on them.
Yeah, and so far they didn't seem to be selling the hats separately. You could only buy the 2-part kind of set, and then once you have a couple, you can mix and match them. But
Stitches is terrible, though. I'm looking at the Valentine.
Oh my! What is on his head?
Okay, what do you think
doesn't
it
look
looks
like anything good.
I'm not saying it on this podcast. It's several things.
Put that up so our audience can see what we're talking about.
Well, we have one at home now.
I get it. It's supposed to be a heart.
Do you have it with the heart?
Yeah, where it's out in the other room.
Show us now. You can show it on this.
I'd have to go get it.
I don't want to say what it looks like, but I feel like they can see it.
I can go get it.
Yeah, you're going to have to go get it.
Go get it.
All right.
The people need to see this.
I don't. We make her leave the podcast. Get it. Get it.
That's not good.
The Pluto one's wicked cute, though. I don't know what's on his head. I think it might be one of the ghosts. Maybe. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
These have been mixed. It's this.
Pluto's really cute. That's on the wrong guy.
It's on the wrong. Yeah.
Can I see the back and the top?
Is that the Pluto?
This is Pluto. They're really cute. And then on the back, they have these straps.
What is that supposed to be on top of
the new Neo should have the straps. Like, we always take a hair tie and loop it around the arms, and then I loop it through my Loungefly strap. So
you can buy things like... I have little straps.
It is. It's a gargoyle from the Haunted Mansion on top of Pluto.
Oh, is that what that is? So then what do they say this is?
I will go back, but I'm sure they say it's a heart. But, it could be a heart in another area. Yeah, detachable satin pink heart hat.
Kind of looks like a butt.
And it looks
I was going for lady part.
It kind of looks like a bra.
It could be several different things. It could be construed as several different things.
He's cute. His arms are attached, but these are big. Like, they're everywhere. That's how we ended up with 2 because,
Oh, I was looking down at my thing. Did you show the strap?
Yeah. On the back, it's really handy.
Oh, okay. So you can put it right onto your little bag.
Yeah.
I might get one of those next time.
They're pretty cute. I hope they'll start selling the gear separately because otherwise, I don't know. They're $20, but these were one of my kids scooped these up. Couldn't resist. And the original plan was to go and get a Mickey Nuimo, and they ended up getting these instead. I bought nothing on this trip. I just want to tell everyone.
What?
For myself, I bought nothing for myself.
You know what? So, I know that we talked about it a little bit before that, like, you had all these people coming and it was their first time. So, obviously, y'all, like, Jess is the person that's going to book everything, figure everything out, like, what's best to do for everyone. And that's a lot of extra work. So, I can imagine, on top of that, like, you're always thinking about what the group's doing next. So, you're not really... in the moment for yourself as much.
Yeah, I think thankfully the crowds weren't terrible, so I was able to do a little more. And I had my buddy standby skipper helping me,
Yes.
you know. So that was good. I do a thing. I will shout out my husband. I do a thing where I'm like, I mean, obviously I love to be there and I enjoy everything, but I will feel like if there's a thing that's like my thing that I want to do and I'm the only one who really cares about it, for example, meeting Doug and Russell. I honestly, sorry, Russell, I don't care. I just really want to meet Doug. I never met Doug in my life. And I have the Doug ears and I have a dog named Doug. And the line for that was probably 25 minutes or so. And I was like, we kind of had to pick, we're either doing, I don't know, you can't do everything, right? And so I was like, we can just skip this and go do something else. And my husband said, no, you're allowed to like have the thing that you want to do. You know, I love I love all the things we did. I love all of them, but just like that is the example of where it was like a thing that it was my priority and no one else's. And so I was like, I come here, we can skip it. But my luck would be that they would pull that character meet and greet before I get back. And then I would be like, and that has happened. Stuff is always changing, you know? So the lesson here, I guess, is even as a grown-up, you get to do, like, it's okay to do things that you want to do. And there are really cute pictures of the kids with Doug too. So it wasn't like it was no one was tortured in the process of meeting Doug. It was wonderful. But
did he talk?
It's okay. He doesn't talk, but
why did I feel like he did at one point?
Spoke to my heart. Well, in the movie, right?
I know, but I felt like at one point that Doug said squirrel or like, and now I love you, like little phrases.
There might have been a time when there was a talking Doug. Now that you're saying that, I didn't.
And maybe I just had dreamed it, but I feel like I
and there was a talking Mickey once, and I skipped that. So
he was so cool.
Yeah, I missed that one.
He was really good.
I wish we had that one because
Jenny, it was during Pixar Fest. That's why, because you went to Disneyland around that time. There was Talking Doug during Pixar Fest at California Adventure Park.
That's why I was thinking of it. And he was a priority for me, but everything was also a priority for me.
Yeah.
So we didn't see the Talking Doug, but that's why I remember that. He should always be talking.
So cool.
It would be very cool. Well, Jess, I'm glad you have a Jason.
Yes.
That can make sure you get your priorities into.
Me too. And we got him his chicken and donuts.
Yeah.
That's like a top priority for him. And moonshine refills. He brings his old school moonshine water bottle with him every time and gets the lower price refill. It's good stuff.
What was your first timer's like priority?
So the way we organized it, and I thought it worked really well, they had gone through and like done over the course of a year of talking about this trip and everything. They had done the like looking through the book, like the Birnbaum book, and watching the YouTube videos and all the things, and like made a list park by park of like, here are the things we would like to do. And I turned them into notes on my phone for every day. So I put in the lightning lanes that we had booked and then like a checklist on a note for every day of priorities. And I put in, like for Animal Kingdom, I put in show times because that park can get tricky if you don't keep an eye on the show times and things.
Yeah.
And then I would kind of like try to arrange it in order a little bit so that, and this really helped me. I don't like to have a step-by-step touring plan just because you have to be flexible and we don't need that. But it did really help to have a sense of like, what do people want to do? Because then I could look at it and say, all right, we need to prioritize. We only have like 2 hours left. This show's only one more time. We can do this, but then we'll miss this character because they, you know, it just like gave me a chance. Cause I would say to the adults, like, we need to have a huddle. Cause all the kids, I would say like, no, just the adults right now. Right. Cause the kids, you know, everybody's got a lot of opinions, but they don't live in reality in the same way. And honestly, I think you can't really understand the reality of the way time moves in a Disney park until you've been like several times. Cause just everything takes a long time. And especially character meet and greets, I'm really like feeling the lack of Lightning Lane for character meets. That was the hardest part. And with little kids and me, I love characters. So if you want to do characters, it's not a Lightning Lane situation. Like, we don't have any Lightning Lanes for characters.
That's,
and
that was,
it stinks. It stinks. And even my kids were like, but the Lightning Lanes are here, Princess Fairy Tale Hall. I had never been
they
to
have
Princess
the
Fairy
Lightning
Tale Hall.
Lanes.
The Lightning Lanes are still there. And so Jackson was like, but there's a Lightning Lane, Mom. And I was like, I know physically there is, but
I wonder,
really there's not.
I wonder if it's still there for DAS.
I
wonder if you can still make them for DAS.
Yeah,
Probably
I don't know.
can, but I don't
The
know.
VIP tours or something. Like, they can all still go through those areas.
I just wish they would add it back, but I don't know.
You think they would give more options, as many options as they can.
Right. If the infrastructure exists,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know why you wouldn't add it. But I don't know what goes into staffing it or whatever either. So whatever. So their priorities were like a little bit all over. And I still want to try to get Jackie the mom on to talk about their trip in general, because
That's great.
I love to hear first timers like react, and you know, because they're seeing it fresh. Mm-hmm. She went as a kid, but this was her first time,
but that's
as a planner and a parent, and it's a whole different deal. And it was her kids' first time, so like how they're kind of thinking about it and processing it. So the kids are 3 and 8, and like 3.5 and 8.5.
What did they think? Were they in awe?
One of my favorite things is the 3-year-old. Well, both the girls, but the 3-year-old on Mine Train, and she literally got to the end of it and was like, "Can we go again?" Like, she wanted that and Navi River Journey. She wanted to re-ride right away.
And what stinks is you can't.
I know. It stinks. Especially Mine Train. Unless you want to wait 40 minutes, which is hard to do when you've just used your Lightning Lane, your single pass, like to just run to the front of the line. But all the kids loved Pirates. Like, I was trying to ask the kids day by day, you know, on the way back, like, what was your favorite 3 things today? And all the kids separately said Pirates on the first day. And I was just like, that's very sweet. I love it. I feel good. My daughter kept talking about alien swirling saucers, which I thought was a riot, because
that's cool.
I think it felt new to her. I don't know, like, maybe we've done it one time. I don't know if she's ever done it, but it's not like a e-ticket attraction for us usually. But I was like on a mission to do all the things that all of us could do together, and it's a fun ride. It's a great ride, but you know, yeah, I don't know what else. The big... I think my kids really liked the new Country Bears Jamboree. Like, with
I
the
want
new
to see
song.
that. I have not gotten to see that yet.
They were enjoying... when I looked over and like watched, everybody loved the Frozen sing-along show. The adults, Dad and the other family really loved Rise of the Resistance, and like isn't a big Star Wars fan, but just was like, that is a really cool ride. Like, that is a really, and it's great. We got to do Slinky Dog at night. Mari and I rode in the front car of Slinky Dog, and she was very hyped up for it. She has been back and forth about, am I even riding it or not? And then she got brave and wanted to do it. And she was in the first row. And then she was like, all right, I'm never riding this again.
Yeah.
But she'll go back and forth. Like, this is how it'll be. I'm trying to think. Jackson loves everything. Jackson is fully like my Disney kid. He has drunk the Kool-Aid. They both are, but Jackson was really sad when we left, in a way that I was like that when I was.
Is he going to be Gracie? Like, Gracie sobs every night before we leave.
That's
Disney. Sobs on Main Street.
There were a lot of tears.
Yeah.
There were a lot of tears. Yeah. Yeah, we did so much. I don't know.
What do you think of Chef Mickey's?
Okay, Chef Mickey's on rest day. Dad's went fishing. It wasn't the best fishing trip. Moms went to Chef Mickey with the kids, and it was so good. We did the latest breakfast, which was like a 12:05 or
Did you
something,
just
so it
take
was
the
lunch.
boat over?
We just took the boat from no, I lie. We did drive. I decided I wanted to drive from Wilderness Lodge because we weren't sure if we wanted to go somewhere after that, and I am in more control of the drive. And we had all the car seats, whatever was needed. So we drove, and that was fine and easy. But the food was really good. The last time I ate at Chef Mickey was dinner in early 2023, and it was still family style. It wasn't buffet yet. And dinner I didn't love, but I mean, the characters are great. I love the restaurant, but the food I didn't like as much. And I'm not saying like Chef Mickey's food was the best food I've ever eaten, but it was good. It like I got a veggie egg omelet, and I liked the biscuits and gravy, and they had like andouille sausage and peppers and onions, and like a lot of good fruit and cheese, and just everybody was happy. They had tortillas, so Mari likes to eat just plain tortillas, and she just ate like 2 flour tortillas, and she was happy. And I got pog juice, so I was happy, and it was good. I was really happy. And our character interaction was fine. We were kind of at the end because we were the last reservation, but they made sure to come over and say like, who have you met? Who do you need? Like, did you see everyone? We had met Goofy, but he hadn't signed the autograph books just because it was like right when we were first getting there, and they sent Goofy back, and he spent time with us. And I had a really good experience. And then we rode the monorail around the loop after that because we had no reason to ride the monorail otherwise, but it felt like a Disney thing. Like you see the monorail, and that was fun. Like the kids enjoyed that, and just good rest day stuff. It was pretty cold. We did a little bit of pool time, but it was pretty cold in a good way for touring because we weren't roasting.
Yeah.
We got on Tiana's. One thing I want to say about this, like if Jason were here kind of just chatting about the trip, he really noticed the rides having like glitches. A lot of the rides, not just the stopping to give people more time to load and unload, like for continuous rides when people need more time, but just like the Little Mermaid, Under the Sea, whatever the proper name is, Ariel, you're in the shell, you're riding through the ride. That stopped 3 times in like a very short amount of time. And then on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, on one of the climbs where the Tiana animatronic is on the left, she was talking, but no sound was coming out, but her mouth was moving. Oh. And just stuff like that. Just a lot of it. It felt like Figment, the sound room, there was no sound, which was very ironic.
Oh. Last time I was Figment, we had to get evacuated off of it.
What?
It was great. It was the greatest moment of my life.
Finally, it's happened. Yeah. But like there were a few things where we didn't get photos, like I didn't tap properly or something. We didn't get photos, and I filled out the PhotoPass missing photo form and got them within 24 hours. Like Disney's awesome. I had like several cast member interactions that I went in and did cast compliments because people were just really great. So I'm not saying Disney's like suffering, but it does feel like some of the rides, I almost would rather they shut them down for a minute and like fix things. Because when Remy's Ratatouille, we stopped for quite a long time in one of the rooms, and it does take you out of the experience when that happens. Like the feeling of the rides when they work properly versus when you do have that, it's just not the same experience. And I don't know. I know there are a lot of reasons. Like Buzz went down at one point, and we saw a cast member leave the ride area holding a whole big Loungefly bag, and then the ride came back up. So clearly somebody had dropped their Loungefly on the ride, like on the track or something. And like, guess stuff happens. I'm not saying it's like Disney's fault, but some of the stuff where the animatronics and the sound are off, it's like, I wish you would just not have it open if it's glitchy. Like, I don't know. But overall, it was great. We did a couple new things. We did a couple things we haven't done in a long, long time, or like one of the kids has done, but like my little child hadn't. We stayed at Boulder Ridge, which was new to us, but I think we'll talk about this another time, but spoiler is, I think we like Copper Creek better, which is good since we own 50 years of DVC points there. It wasn't bad. It just is like, okay, we've tried out all the parts. Now we know which one we like best. Like, yeah, now we know. Yeah, I ran into a couple friends that I didn't know were there, like I hadn't planned to meet up with. And I always am like tickled when that happens because it makes me feel like the mayor of Disney. My head gets really big. So
the mayor of Disney. I totally think you are the mayor of Disney because
I want to be.
When I was there, she knew a whole bunch of. She had a gaggle of people that she knew, and had go meet up with people, and they're like, Jess. Yeah, I was there with the mayor.
I'm very glad I was born in an era where it's not super creepy to have friends from the internet because, like, my quality of life is greater for like it being okay. I remember in the early days of the internet, you wouldn't have lived the way I live. But yeah, it was great. It was a really nice trip.
That's great.
We'll talk about guest behavior on Friday on an episode sometime. But overall, we did so much, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, so coming up, we're going to have Jason on to talk about the stay. We're going to have your first timer come on and talk about being a first timer at Disney and kind of that experience. So we have a lot of good things coming up.
I want to spoiler that a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
When we were getting magic bands set up, because the selection for the pre-order wasn't awesome, so we waited and just bought for the other family we were with. They bought their magic bands at Magic Kingdom the first day, and the dad and the family was like, so we can use these when we come back, right? We can use these for our next trip. And I was like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Mission accomplished. He's a Disney dad now.
I wish he could be a Disney dad. He loves it and he goes, but he's not. I wouldn't consider him a Disney dad.
Nick or your dad?
For my husband, Nick.
Oh.
Not until you ask for something for Christmas that is related to Disney. Are you not a Disney dad? Or like, are you the one driving the next trip? Mm-hmm. Like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That will never be my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Never. If
he'll never tell me no. He'll always come with me. He's always happy to be there.
Oh, see, I don't even have that. I have to force mine. Just come. No, I enlist Jess's husband.
There will be fishing.
Yes, to take him fishing, and then I get him to go.
Oh my goodness.
It's all good. I get my Disney fix with you ladies, so it's good. Maybe someday he'll love it. All right. Well, I think that does it. Do you want to take us away, Jess?
Oh, thank you for listening to me babble a lot about my trip. If you want to hear my kids babble a lot about my trip, we've got a special mini-sode that we recorded from Boulder Ridge Wilderness Lodge, so you can check that out. But we'll be back next week to talk more Disney fun. And we have more Disney trips coming up because you guys are traveling soon too, so stay with us. And if you have a trip or you have done a Run Disney event, because we're going to be talking about some of those in the next few months, and you want to come on the show, reach out to us on social media. We're Mouse Ears and Magical Chats everywhere that's in business, everywhere that's online. We try to be there. And we have a website, mouseearsandmagicalchats.com. So you can find us in all the places. And we will see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.